We want to get back now to live coverage from WFLA. I believe they are speaking to a Tallahassee native there on screen. Let's take a listen in.
Enforcement have started going into those buildings and safely evacuating students from those areas.
Yes, you're exactly right. They're going in one by one, clearing out and evacuating students by giving a safe word. But I also want to let you know there's an FSU alert that was just sent out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to hop in. Stand by here, Chris, for just a second. What do you have, Brittany?
All classes, university events, and business operations are canceled through Friday, April 18th. That's tomorrow. Essential employees should check in with their supervisors for further reporting instructions. Athletic events in Tallahassee are canceled throughout the weekend, and the Tallahassee main campus continues to remain in a shelter at this hour.
All right, and we are also monitoring a situation with, believe right now from the White House, President Trump is with Vice President J.D. Vance. And in fact, I'll show you this live picture here really briefly, folks. We are paying close attention to if President Trump addresses the ongoing situation at Florida State University. Paying close attention to this. If President Trump says anything regarding the developing situation at FSU, we will pass it along here to you. I do not know if he has said anything yet. I'm going to check with our news team in the newsroom as to whether or not any update or any comment from the president was shared as he continues to meet with dignitaries in the White House.
We're monitoring that, of course, on social media and all platforms. But can we bring back Chris in, if possible?
Yeah, let's bring Chris back in. Chris, how's your ankle?
I mean, it's okay right now, but I will say it's kind of hard to walk. I've been kind of having to kind of hop on my right leg, like really around my apartment. It's kind of rough, but I'm just gonna what I've been doing before this call, I've been just propping it up on my bed, just kind of icing it down, just kind of letting it heal naturally, but kind of the same thing in my other leg, which is.
So I want to start from the beginning for those who have just joined us, because we just had a new crop of folks joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Take us through where you were, what you were doing, and when you said that you heard gunshots. So take us through all of it from your vantage point.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was in the student union. I just grabbed my lunch, I finished eating. I was getting ready to do some of my meteorology homework when I saw a large amount of students running into the student union from the east side, screaming, and I believe I heard active shooter. That's when I realized I need to get out of there. So I did. I was running with a bunch of other students. When I was heading down the stairs, I did unfortunately trip, and I did sprain my left ankle. Just got a few cuts. But other than that, physically, I'm okay. But after I got out of the building, I went behind a couple bushes near the union, and that's why I started hearing several rounds of gunshots. So I knew this was a real situation. This is not a false alarm. This was something that was happening right now. It was an imminent danger to the students on campus, and it was just honestly surreal. I was hearing several rapid fire rounds of loud bullets. It was a very loud sound. It was horrific. I mean, I never thought in a million years something like this would happen to me. And at my school, like I've been attending FSU for 3 years now, and I never could have imagined that something like this could have ever happened to me. But after the gunshots kind of subsided, I immediately heard several law enforcement units heading to the scene. Their response was quite rapid, so I do commend them for that. However, I still don't know official details regarding any injuries, fatalities, or even if the suspect or suspects have been apprehended yet. But after I took shelter, I was able to make it to my car, which was parked on the northwest side of campus. And from there, I had to take kind of an alternate route back home. I just wanted to avoid Tennessee Street because I know you actually shared some video from my friend Ryan Cedergren. His video caught.
That's your friend?
Yeah, I'm friends with. I believe you also used a video from Garrett Hari. I'm friends.
You're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sertivant. Right now, we continue to follow breaking news out of Tallahassee, Florida. This is coverage of an active shooter situation there on Florida State's campus. This is from WFLA. We want to shift over now to First Coast News in Jacksonville. Let's listen in to their coverage.
Then we just from Kyla, she has had this training in high school. Unfortunately, this has been going on for years, and they knew what to do. We have then had it confirmed through ABC's multiple sources that one suspect, as you see on the screen, is in custody. Obviously, the scene is not finished, and so that's the point that makes everybody nervous. If the suspect is refusing to talk, I'm sure they're asking him, is there anybody else involved with you? And he won't say. What kind of police methods are being used to find out whether he's with another person who's got a gun?
Well, that's what I meant by if he's not cooperating, that's not going to stop them from searching. The search will continue. They'll continue to scour the area. They'll continue to pull students out, as you said, with their hands up. They'll continue to do the thing, and they'll determine whether or not if there's another suspect, whether he talks or not.
All right, let's go back to Kyla. Kyla, you are still in kind of a classroom area. Is that right?
Ma'am.
Okay, and I'm just getting a notice from my producer, and let me listen to that for one moment. Tallahassee Memorial, which I believe has a trauma unit, has confirmed that they have received 6 patients, 1 in critical condition, and the rest of them are in serious condition. So again, Tallahassee Memorial, which has a trauma unit, has now confirmed they have received 1 person, and we don't know if it's a student or not. Did they say student, Mike, our producer? Or do they say people? 6 patients, okay. It's 5 in serious condition and 1 in critical condition. So before we had been told that 4 people had been shot by either 1 or more gunmen, but now we know it's 6. And they are at Tallahassee Memorial with the trauma center. So Kyla, I'm glad you're safe. I know your family is incredibly relieved that you're safe there, but tell us what's going on now. Are police saying anything to you? Do you still see about 10 of them in the hallway there, police officers?
They have moved us back into classrooms, but they haven't done anything.
And so when they move you back in the classroom, what do they say?
Just to get out the hallway.
Okay, for those of us who've not been on FSU's campus, help us understand the student union. Where is that on campus compared to, say, the football stadium or something that's familiar to everybody?
So the football stadium is about a 35-minute walk, but our football stadium isn't really at the center of campus. Our center of campus is what is called Lannis. So that is about a 5 to 10 minute walk from the student union. But the student union is one of the busiest buildings because there's food, study spots, stuff like that in there.
And that's where the shooting started. So the building that you went to first, or that you were already in, you said was like an anthropology area. You were in English class, right? Can you understand or see why law enforcement moved you to this second building? Does that make sense to you?
Not really, because it's closer to the union. Like, I would expect us to move us further.
Okay.
But I don't know.
So let me ask our crime and safety expert, Ken Jefferson, what you just said. You may not be able to hear her.
I can't hear her at all.
The very first building she was in, she was then moved to a second building, which actually was closer to the scene. So can you see any logic in moving all these people to another building?
Well, because I'm not there, I don't know. I don't know what the layout is. I don't know what their rhyme or reason is for that. But, you know, the students just have to cooperate, not try to figure it out. They have to cooperate. There's a reason, there's a purpose why law enforcement is doing that, and they won't disclose that. They'll just say, you need to move over here in a very direct way. And what's very, very important, vitally important in a situation like this, when you're encountering law enforcement, it's not the time to ask questions. It's time to do whatever they say.
Yeah, and I'm trying to make sure she isn't speaking too loud. She's asked to be quiet on the phone. I think she's talking in a quiet voice. That's why sometimes I can't hear her, but that's the safety precaution.
Absolutely.
Is to not make so much noise. This is a live picture right now from FSU, and the news, in case you just joined us, wasn't good. It was that 6 patients are now at Tallahassee Memorial. We thought it was 4. Now it's been named 6, and 1 is in critical condition. 5 are in serious condition. We don't know if that's a mix of teachers, professors, students. We were just told there are patients there. And then we were just speaking with Kyla. So let's get Kyla back to us now. And Kyla, we're having you describe a little bit more about the campus. Help us understand about the student union. We don't know if the shooting happened on the first floor or wherever it was, but are there a lot of doors to that building? Describe that building for us.
That building it's a really large, modern building. It's very open concept. You can see there's a mezzanine. There's very open. So no matter where somebody would have came from, you have open access to a lot of people.
And then
there's not very many walls and stuff like that.
Okay, and so when that alert went out at 12:02, about what time did you start seeing and hearing the sirens and the police officers rush up toward that building?
We started hearing them before, but because we're in Tallahassee, it's nothing new, so I just thought it was something passing.
Okay, but when the masses of law enforcement showed up, do you have any idea what time that was approximately?
That would have been 12:40, 12:50 maybe.
Okay, and then what about your friends? Are they nearby you right now? Do they want to join us on the phone and tell us kind of how things are going for them?
No, all my friends are in different buildings. We're kind of spread across campus.
I'm sorry?
We're kind of spread across campus.
Oh, so you're not anywhere near anybody at the moment with you?
No.
Are you by yourself in a room?
No, there's other people.
Okay, I was just wondering if somebody who's nearby might want to join you on the phone and tell us a little bit about what their feelings are, or their experience is. Do you have a friend next to you?
I can ask.
Okay, only if somebody wants to. So she's just saying that the student union is a large building it's modern with a lot of open access. And then she said when the sirens started, she first thought, oh, it's just a typical day, somebody's gotten in trouble or speeding or whatever, but then it became a massive effort by law enforcement. So right now she's seeing if there is anybody else there who would have wanted to share their experiences. And parents, if you are at home right now and just hearing about this, Ken Jefferson is explaining to us that the situation seems to be under control as best it can be, but it's not over.
Yeah, it's not over yet. It's not over until law enforcement gives the green light that everything goes back to normal. So for the parents that are home that are watching this, or either on their way to Tallahassee, one or the other, if they're leaving Jacksonville to go to Tallahassee, slow down, take a deep breath. Law enforcement is there. They've got the area under control as it stands right now. They're searching, they're still searching, they're still vetting everybody that comes out to see if they had a part in it, or if they know anything, if they saw anything, heard anything. All that information is vitally important. It's unfortunate that 6 people have been transported to the hospital, with 1 being critical. That plays on a parent's mind as to whether or not it's their child or whatever. So that's the only anxiety part at this point that will be there for parents. But if they've heard from their child, that means that they're safe. That means that they're being controlled by law enforcement. They have the ability to make that phone call to let them know that they're safe. So that should ease their mind a little bit.
So how wide will this perimeter be? I know some people stay off campus in apartments or something like that, and then so how much of a perimeter has to be locked down?
It'll initially be campus-wide. Nobody on, nobody off. Nobody on, nobody off until law enforcement completes their job. So it could expand. It could expand to adjacent properties or whatever if witnesses lead them that way. If somebody saw someone running outside of a student, whatever, even if it was a student, they don't know if they were involved with it or not, law enforcement is going to follow up on every lead that they get, every piece of information that they get. They're going to follow up on it. They're going to do it expeditiously as well.
Okay, we just got an official statement from President Trump, so let's share that with you right now. The White House statement is the president has been briefed on the shooting at Florida State University, and the White House is actively monitoring the situation. That's from his press secretary. We also have some video coming in now we want to show you. That is the hospital. Is that right? Okay, here it is right here. This is brand new video. This has just been sent to us. It appears to show students being evacuated from a building on campus. I can't tell if their hands are up in the air, but Kyla told us a couple times that if she's evacuated for the 3rd time, they did tell her to keep her hands up in the air. And again, if you are just joining us, let's give you a recap right now. An active shooter was reported in the area of Florida State University's student union. Their alert went out at 12:02 today, and we have multiple sources telling ABC News that 1 suspect at least is in custody, but this is still considered an active situation. A spokesperson with Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is telling us that they are treating 6 people right now. As I've been saying, I don't know if those are teachers or students or a mix. One of those patients is in critical condition. The rest of them, the other 5, in serious condition. And so we want to make sure that we chat again with Kyla. If you're just joining us as well, Kyla Grogan is a freshman at FSU. She was in one building, was sent to another building, and now she's hearing that she may be sent again. And Kyla, you were so nice to be able to ask your friends sitting around you if they wanted to speak, and they don't, and that's okay. We respect that. Are you all on the floor? Describe what are you against a wall, in a closet? What are you doing right now, please?
We're in like some graduate student's office that's like off the hallway.
And so do they have you sitting on chairs or against a wall hidden, or what precautions are you taking?
Well, the room is all brick, so there's no windows, and just everyone's just in here sitting on whatever.
Or on the ground, or on books or chairs if they have them. How many people are in the room with you?
I would say like 15, 20.
Now, earlier you were saying that you'd seen probably 10 officers outside in your one hallway. Are they still walking around out there?
Where I am, I can't see the hallway anymore, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay. And you probably can hear me talk. I want to read a statement from Senator Ashley Moody releasing a statement she had on X. She said, "My office has already been in contact with school leadership about this tragic reporting on FSU's campus." She said, "I am praying for the safety of the students, the faculty, and all first responders involved." So there is a unification site for families and students to try to get together. Let's talk about that. According to FSU police, that site for families to gather is the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center. That's located on 505 West Pensacola Street in Tallahassee. Law enforcement is still working to clear rooms on the main campus, as we've been hearing. Kyla's saying that she may be moved again. Officers will use the safe word seminal. That's the safe word seminal to confirm it is safe to open the door. We have not gotten that word yet, though. People on campus are being told to continue to shelter in place until law enforcement contacts them. And we will definitely be staying on your side to follow the story.